Hello, beautiful souls. I am Michelle McCoy with Autumn Flow, out exploring today as usual. My favorite thing in the world to do, explore with my hoops. And it's the peak of the autumn colors right now this weekend. So my husband and I plan to have a one-night getaway, just him and I, without our kids, in Jasper, which is one of the most beautiful places on the earth. And that's where I'm having my Ozark Hoop Retreat in April of 2020. So you should all come to that. There's more information for it on my website. But we found this new waterfall spot today, and the whole hike here is so gorgeous. This is Kings River Falls, and my husband is building a fire and I'm gonna shoot this quick hoop tutorial for you. So bear with me, guys, because this is going to be my very first hoop doubles tutorial. I've only been doing doubles for less than 2 years and not consistently. So we'll see how it goes. But this tutorial is gonna be on a double chest roll, which looks like this. So, prerequisite would be a chest roll. And to practice smoothing out your chest roll in both directions, there's this drill that I really like to do, starting with a weave in my dominant hand, which is my left hand. I do a weave, and then I switch my grip when it comes behind me so that I'm holding the hoop with my palm facing forward, like that. So this is the grip switch. So I'm weaving, and then when it comes behind me, I can go right into a chest roll. Again, weave, so this is normal weave. When it comes behind me, I bring the hoop in between my index finger and my middle finger just for a moment, and then bring my index finger onto the back of the hoop so that I can go up into a chest roll. So before you go ahead and just try to do your double chest roll, which I did and smacked myself in the face many times, just practice your chest rolls from both sides using that exercise and that grip switch so that you can get used to doing it continuously. So this is what that would look like. 1, 2, grip switch, roll, catch. 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 Okay, so that's the first step. You can practice your chest rolls just catching it with your wrist and going back and forth like that, but you have to get used to releasing the hoop, not just grabbing it with your wrist and sending it back the other way. That's why this exercise is good to do continuously to get down your chest rolls in both directions. And the wind is picking up a little bit, so if I mess up my chest rolls, I'm blaming it on the wind. So when you are ready to add 2 hoops, pick a hoop that you want to be on the lower end of your chest and one on the higher end. And what I mean by that is if you release your hoops and they clash in the middle, that's not going to work. So one hoop needs to be slightly in front of the other. So one's going to be lower on your chest and the other one's going to be higher. So for me, the hoop releasing from my right hand is always slightly lower on my chest. So if you can watch it, just focus on the orange hoop, you can see how the yellow hoop is passing behind it. Okay, so that's the first thing, is just getting used to changing the position of the path of the hoops so that they pass each other and they don't clash. The third step is to breathe. Bringing your breath into this movement can make such a difference, because especially with chest rolls, when we are flinging something at our face with a lot of momentum, it can be scary, and we can hold our breath, which tenses up our muscles and just doesn't allow our body to be at its full potential. So as I am pulling my hoops back, I am exhaling. Wait. No, I'm inhaling. I'm inhaling as I'm pulling my hoops back, and then as I raise my face to the sky, bring my shoulder blades slightly together, and point my chest up towards the sky, I begin my exhale. This just really helps to deepen my connection between my body, my mind, and my movements with the hoops. So I'll try to emphasize my breath here. Come a little closer so you can see what I mean. Okay, so we have covered a nice, smooth, continuous drill to master your chest rolls coming from both sides. We have covered incorporating the breath into your release and roll of the hoops, and we have covered the position of your hoops so that they don't clash when they meet in the center of your chest. So the fourth thing that we are going to cover is to keep your arms straight and slightly up in an arch when you release the hoops. What you don't want to do is this, and just kind of bounce it along, because that's not a true chest roll, and it just doesn't look as appealing or feel as awesome. So just like with a regular chest roll, you're wanting to keep a nice flat plane for the hoop to roll across. It's the same case with the double chest roll. What's probably going to happen the first 10, 20, 50 times that you attempt this is both hoops are just going to take off after the chest roll, and mastering the catch is the last step to this. So first, just think about the release. So for the release, I release my hoop in between my thumb and my fingers wrapped around the inside of the hoop so that my palm is facing forward, and I release it with a lot of movement in my wrist, and it comes right up through the crease of my thumb and my fingers onto the side of my hand up my forearm. If you need a more extensive tutorial on a single chest roll, I have a very in-depth tutorial for that in my Learn to Hoop Dance online course, along with many other courses available at autumnflow.com. So for the double chest roll, kick some rocks out of the way here, just remember to breathe, keep your arms parallel to the ground, slightly curved up, and I kind of like to let go of my hoop at the last moment, because the earlier I let go of my hoop, the more jaggedy it is rolling across my chest, I find. But if I release it at the last, blaming that on the wind, if I release it at the last moment, it's so much more smooth, because it just crosses right from the side of your hand up your arms. Another thing that I do when I'm releasing the hoops is I take my full attention to one of the hoops, and that is usually always on the hoop that is being released from my non-dominant hand, which for me is my right hand, because naturally my chest roll from my right side is going to be a bit more challenging. So I always focus on this hoop while I am looking this way. So it's kind of like a left brain, right brain thing. So I'm setting up for my double chest roll. I look this way, but my mind is on this hoop, and then I keep my gaze up as they cross in the middle, And you want to keep your arms out so that the hoops will have paths to cross down once it reaches your chest. You don't want to release the hoop and then go like this. You want a full double chest roll. So keep your arms extended. So let's put that all together now. It feels so good. It's such an empowering move. So after catching your hoops, I like to go into some side weaves and then bring them forward to set up for a 360 universal weave, which is really fun, and then just continue flowing from there. By the way, this is the 3-beat weave, and I swear learning it was the death of me. So if you're still working on that move, don't feel bad. Okay, if you're up for a challenge and you got your double chest roll down, you can add in some double chest roll breaks. Looks like my husband is getting a nice little fire going on over there, so I'm excited to wrap up this tutorial so I can go warm up by it. But let's break down the double chest roll breaks real quick. So one thing that helps tremendously with this move is putting in a little bit momentum into your chest rolls than usual. And it has to be momentum that is exactly the same from the release of each chest roll, so that they meet at your chest at the same time. And again, release them with a nice flat plane, your arms slightly curled up, putting a lot of motion in your wrists and breathing. So when the hoops meet at your chest, this is the motion without the hoops. Release, break, extend, so you can catch them. So release, break, extend. So you are breaking them at the same time. And so the orange hoop, the orange hoop will be coming out, breaking with my left hand, going back to the right hand. The yellow hoop will be released from my left hand, breaking with my right hand, going back to my left hand.